What's up, you guys? I just wanted to bring you on my treadmill walk today, treadmill talk. It's Tuesday treadmill talk. Let's call it that today. It's not a thing, but today it'll be a thing. And I just wanted to talk about really quickly a topic that gets brought up a lot with me and my clients in general. So I'm going to get right to the point, and I've been talking a lot about sustainable fat loss. And what I just mean by that is kind of sometimes we get in this fat loss stage, and a lot of us are building summer bodies in the winter. And that's okay, because I'm doing a lot of the same things right now too with my own clients and myself, and kind of just, making sure I'm consistency over intensity, trying a few different things. But preserving muscle is the name of the game when it comes to sustainable, consistent fat loss, because we're going to lose fat and we're going to lose muscle when we lose weight, and we're in a calorie deficit. That's kind of basic. I posted about that yesterday in my little reel. But what we forget to do oftentimes, especially as females, is to make sure we're lifting. I know everybody's kind of on the lifting train, and I love it so much. But to make sure we're lifting heavier weights, make sure we're really focusing. If we have a choice, if we have to choose cardio or weights, most of the time pick weights, and you can just move them a little faster if you need to get some cardio in, or throw it in between. That's not all that we do. And in my accountability group, we change it up each week. And I'm sorry if this camera's moving. That's just kind of how I do things, multitasking. A lot to do in a day, so that's just what we're doing right now. Anyway, so the body weight fluctuation. Just for instance, I'm going to bring this up. Females, in my experience, again, they tend to fluctuate body weight, between 3 and 7 pounds almost in a day. And that's coming from myself. And those factors can be hormonal. I'm not a hormone expert in any stretch of the imagination. I just know my own hormones. It can be, did you have a higher carb meal, the night before? And maybe those carbs were watery carbs. And by watery carbs, I just mean, for me personally, I know different carbs that make me retain a little bit more water. That doesn't mean that I'm fat or that I gain fat overnight or anything like that. It just means that if I eat yams or something that holds a lot of water in that carbohydrate, then I tend to hold water a little bit more than if I ate like a white rice or a rice cake or something a little bit drier. So you have to take those in consideration. You have to think, did I sleep enough? You guys, sleep is the unsung hero, and I use that phrase. It's from Dr. Nadolsky, and he has said that for a long time, and I totally believe in that, because I can sleep off, and this has been since I've competed in my competing days, I can sleep off a good 5 to 7 pounds overnight if I get a good, solid, quality sleep. And that's 7 to 9 hours is what's recommended and what I think works. 7 is my sweet spot. Anything over that is a little bit too much. Anything under that is not enough. Sometimes I get 6, it just depends. But then I have to make up for it somewhere else in the week. So, did you sleep enough? What kind of foods were you eating the day before? Did you drink enough water the day before? You guys, when we drink water, it encourages our body to kind of push the water through. So stay hydrated, friends. It's very important. And all of your smoothies and all that stuff, they all count towards hydration. So don't go crazy and think you have to totally just finish your gallon or 2 gallons or wherever you're at, unless you're competing and that's a different goal. So take that into consideration. Did you drink enough water that day? Have you been eating, enough protein? Sometimes that helps. So play around with your carb and fat ratios, your protein ratios. Don't go too high, don't go too low. And that's only going to be for you and maybe a health coach for you to help find out and help you navigate. That's kind of where I come in with some of my clients, is help them navigate some of those areas and help them figure out what's going on. Also think, how hard have I been working out? So that kind of goes into like the sleep. So sometimes working out and weightlifting, of course, I'm like, preserve your muscle, lift some weight, You have to make sure that you're recovering. So if you are on a really big kick and you've lifted a lot of weights and you've lifted heavier than you normally would, over the course of the week or 2 weeks or even 3 weeks, I tend to see it in a 2 or 3 week cycle, your body will start to really kind of be like, no, we should probably take a break. Not by a total break, it just means just lower the weights a little bit, maybe up your reps, that kind of thing. Again, that's what I do for my clients, and that's what we do in my accountability group, and that's what I do when I program those workouts. And you guys don't have to think about it, or they don't have to think about it. And that's kind of how that's programmed. Any good, in my opinion, any good trainer or coach they're going to kind of recognize that in your programming, and they're going to just automatically do that. So think about how hard you've been training, because that's going to make you retain a little bit water too, because that's what we do. We rip and tear those muscle fibers on purpose so they repair and grow with proper nutrients and sleep and water and all of those things. So that will make us retain water too. So let's say you went to a really hard boot camp the night before and you're like, yeah, I sweat and I only had 200 calories when I came home, and it was in a protein shake. And then the next morning you're like, why am I 3 pounds heavier than I was yesterday? Well, it's because you just haven't recovered yet. So give it a couple days. Ladies especially, and some guys out there who, if you have a really bad relationship with the scale, I strongly suggest that you put it away or throw it away. There was a point in my life when I had to take the scale out to the garbage, and that was that. And then now I have a good relationship with the scale. It's just data. So if you can't, if that mentally is bothering you, then let's find another way to gauge our progress, okay? So those are just some things I wanted to bring up. Make sure you're preserving your muscle in your weight loss stages. It's going to be more sustainable fat loss. Don't just focus on cardio. I'll have some more cardio tips. You guys that are on my email list have been enjoying the cardio programs. I'll be sending more of those out. It's a little bit more structured cardio, something fun, something different. Because that's where you can spark some change, right? So anyway, I could be on here forever. I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna do my consistency over intensity back workout today, recording for the group. I hope you guys are having a fabulous Tuesday. It is the 1st of March. Let's set some really awesome intentions. You guys, spring is right around the corner. I promise you, you will be so happy if you start today, if you haven't, and then also continue on. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Love you.